All right. We're live. Awesome, awesome, awesome. We're live. Okay. Let me real quickly, since this is a Goji Senta video. All right. All right. Awesome. We're live. Hello again, everybody. Welcome back. If you're watching this after it's already up, I say welcome back because we were just live reacting to the Fortnite stream trailer thing. So. All right. Goji Center made the Indoraptor 2.0. Okay. The thumbnail is interesting. It looks like they just gave him biomechanical enhancements. So let's see what happens. All right. So if you're watching this after it's already up, I suggest skip like a minute forward. If you guys are ready watching this live, I want everybody to say here. We're gonna do attendance, all right? Insert username. Are you here? Yeah, here. All right, we got it here. Yep. Next up, yep, here. Yep. Yeah, here. All right. Looks like the class is here. Looks like everybody's here. Let's go. Actually, hold on. I have like a bajillion things. All right. Let's go.
Let's imagine for a moment that the auction in the Lockwood Manor went a little different, and instead the Indoraptor was not sold to Russian mobster Anton Orlov, but someone else.
Don't say us.
This animal is not for sale. Relax. We'll make some more. And so will they.
Yeah, well, in this case, they happens to be Goji Center. And in this alternate universe, the research and artists from Goji Center HQ will do exactly as Dr. Wu feared. Except, instead of making more of these, we'll go ahead and make a few augmentations. Take this prototype and turn it into a creature capable of dispatching humans in the worst ways imaginable. Today's design will be made with the intent of creating a viable attack animal that could go toe-to-toe with almost any dinosaur that it might feasibly encounter. Except something huge like a T-Rex or Indom 2.0, but more so as a reliable means of dispatching
what about
human
Hank, my bad?
opponents. Before we begin cooking up Indoraptor 2.0, we should keep in mind three things. Number one, recall that the Indoraptor in Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom was an unstable prototype, and so the final design may have looked very different from what we saw in the movie. Secondly, the purpose of this reimagining won't be just to make an Indoraptor more lethal, it absolutely will be, but also to look for and add traits that will help get the job done, and also be a much more viable working animal. After all,
so they make him
wolves are
bulletproof?
far more dangerous than most dogs.
I mean, he already was,
and
but like
yet
his
we
face.
don't use attack wolves in canine units. Today, the animals involved in the Raptor 2.0 genome will only bring helpful traits to the table, or have the right kind of social behavior to work well with its human handlers. And third, the purpose it was really meant for is still unknown. Let's remember that a well-trained assassin marksman can kill a target from far away much
so
more
cold in my
easily
room
than
right now.
having a one-ton
Oh, dang.
dinosaur chasing after them. The exact true purpose of the Indoraptor is a question in and of itself that will be addressed in a future video. First things first, unlike the Indominus 2.0 from a previous episode, we're scrapping the entire prototype to start from scratch. The Indoraptor prototype already had well over a dozen species in the genome from the Indominus and anything else Wu modified into it. This affected its behavior because there were too many conflicting instincts or abilities, preventing it from using its best traits effectively. Adding even more elements would only make the situation worse. For this animal, we want the exact right behavior and skills, so we're starting from scratch. However, in order for this to still be considered a raptor per se, we'll keep the same frame as the Indoraptor. The components, as you'll soon find out, will be different. Let's start section number 1 with the body. This will have a few components, and to give it the best locomotive attributes possible, we'll start with the tail and leg anatomy. Okay, yes,
interesting.
It might sound weird to start out a conversation about a modified raptor with a herbivorous dinosaur, but here comes a special boost to this animal's movement. Hadrosaurs were some of the most successful large dinosaurs across the late Cretaceous and could be favorably compared to animals like horses. A key to their success was fantastic stamina thanks to a unique part of their tail anatomy. With very tall neural spines for a rigid tail, but plenty of muscle attachment, animals like Edmontosaurus could accelerate very quickly, but also maintain this speed for a very long span of time. Additionally, mummies of such dinosaurs showed they had very thick pads on their feet to cushion against high-speed impacts in running long distances. Our Indoraptor 2.0 will be augmented with a similar skeletal and muscular structure to the legs and tail.
I don't know. Look. I kind of skipped the dinosaur phase as a young boy and Godzilla fan. Is that like just like an asshole bone? Can somebody just be blunt with me? What is that bone right there? Anyways,
augmented with a similar skeletal and muscular structure to the legs and tail, allowing Indoraptor 2.0 to run long distances out in the field without tiring out. It could be deployed in one area and then quickly run for miles without exhausting itself.
All right,
now it's
miles,
time to add the contributor of the main frame of this new Indoraptor.
Hip
Out
bone?
of the dozens of Dromaeosaur species with widely ranging behaviors, it was very likely the largest and most powerful raptors were the most cooperative, and thus
goofy
raptor,
dude.
Packs. This new redesigned Indoraptor will use Utah Raptor as the base template instead of a heavily modified
they made a whole
Velociraptor from the film version. Specifically, this would be the speculative JP Universe Utah Raptor used in a prior video because that one for sure would have superb problem-solving and pack-hunting skills.
Yep.
A compatible addition to the Utah Raptor will be the in-universe Atrociraptor. That is to replace any leftover Velociraptor genome. Not enough to affect or slim down the build too much, but to further bolster this dromaeosaurid posture and cognitive skills. More on this in a little bit. Still, Utah Raptor does make up the majority of the build for a good reason. This not only supplies a much sturdier and stronger frame, but brings in helpful extra weapons more lethal than other Raptors. Despite being slightly lighter than the original prototype, this Indoraptor 2.0 is packed with more muscles and a highly pneumatic skeleton with hollow bones that have reinforcing structures in the interior and walls that actually make them sturdier than solid bones. These hollow chambers can also act to both increase stamina of this raptor and act as a backup store of air. If it found itself having to run through tear gas, toxic aerosol traps, or debris-filled air, these would assist it in holding its breath
I saw the
long
Fortnite trailer. We just reacted to it earlier.
Another genetic additive that we'll cover later will further help with this. Being modeled after the most powerful dromaeosaur to ever exist brings other benefits, such as the ones discussed in section number 2, jaws. The robust jaws and very sharp teeth of Utah Raptor will be excellent at dismembering its prime target, humans, especially coupled with a wide gape that can open the jaws nearly 80 degrees. Trying to add on jaw strength from creatures like Deinosuchus or T-Rex will be overkill, and require some heavy muscular core and reinforcement on the neck and back just to use those jaws effectively. This smaller predator doesn't have room for this, and will add unnecessary weight. Again, remember that we only need enough bite force to dismember humans. Utah Raptor alone will do the trick. This contribution alone will produce a biting pressure of 1,200 to 2,000 psi.
Well, I watched this, dude.
Similar to some modern croc or alligator
I'm working on the,
this may not sound like much,
Fortnite video. Firstly, it's almost 20 minutes long. One of my longest videos. I am 7 minutes in, and this video is already 6 gigabytes. For those who don't know much on computer stuff, or just tech stuff, that is a lot.
Unlike the original
for 7 minutes of editing. That is a freakish amount.
Utah Raptor teeth would produce a more bloody wound.
And I edit on my phone. My phone is like dying. Yeah, so a little fun fact behind Goji Guy. A lot of people think I edit on computer. Nope. Fully on phone. Everything I do.
The perks of the short-tailed shrew have already been covered in the Indominus 2.0 episode.
Dude, props to Samsung though. The fact that my phone hasn't exploded is a feat. I know an Apple would have at this point.
Left on the tips of these teeth.
What's your phone? No, it's really not that hot.
With metal, which will work great for gnawing right through body armor. In this case, the addition of the shrew will have a few side effects. Despite being
Goji Center trying not to add shrew to their hybrid challenge level impossible.
To kill because of their rapid metabolism. This also grants them enhanced reflexes and reaction
Maybe quiet.
times
They
up to
could
a
they could
dozen
so be
times
watching right
quicker
now.
than
They
other
watch in the
mammals.
shadows all the time.
This is what allows a shrew to dodge a snake strike and then proceed to kill the opponent that is multiple times bigger. Fights between shrews often need high-speed cameras to track anything beyond a blur. Now, this is not to say that Indoraptor 2.0 will fight or bite as fast as this shrew. Sheer size would slow down the 2.0, but it's still going to be extremely agile, even by dinosaur standards. If the 2.0 got into a brawl with the Scorpius Rex and was injured by venomous quills, it would probably shrug off the poison and proceed to maul the Berserk Scorpios. Remember how we mentioned
guys,
that
Hank's
this
still solo.
Indoraptor 2.0 has a bite of up to 2,000 PSI?
Hank's still solo,
Well,
Stillman, trust.
the addition of the next mammal will likely double it. There have been many killers across history with fanged maws or huge canines. Concentrating the bite force on
Like
fangs
me.
not only
I got
increases
that dog
penetration
in
and
me. My
stab
bad.
wounds, but allows easier targeting of vital areas that are protected by layers of muscle and armor. This is a big
This is why I
reason
can't do
fanged
reaction.
mammals
This is why I can't do reacted videos, dude. I don't take this stuff seriously.
can often punch well above their weight class. See for yourself. Plugging in some numbers into a formula that reveals PSI, we see that a bite that is 1,613.5 PSI can be increased 3 times by just pressing down on a victim using just 2 very sharp mammalian fangs. And that's reducing the force due to the fangs being at the front instead of the back of the jaw. And because we want this animal to kill as efficiently as possible, the fangs will come from a saber tooth. No, these won't come
Alright.
from a smilodon. Larger ones will be
Polar
awkward to
bear
use.
victim.
Instead, the fangs of the underrated Hoplophoneus, nicknamed Butcher of the Badlands, and sporting a name that literally means murderous weapon, this jaguar-sized predator sported extremely
We
sharp and
make-
serrated fangs
we?
with a sheath built
You
into
actually
the
typed
lower
out
jaw.
we.
This false
Okay.
feline predator earned its name by bringing down game up to a dozen times its
Will
weight.
we make Hank?
Both mammalian
Nah,
and saber-tooth
Hank's good
attributes
enough.
overlap to create fangs covered in iron, giving it a necessary edge if it has to go up against larger dinosaurs or an especially armored individual. Capable of piercing through the jugular or carotid artery of a large animal,
Bro, my nose is so
something
running
its
right now.
predecessor would have trouble doing with its peg-like teeth. The victims of a saber-tooth attack show that predators with these weapons could get creative when they're biting. Against armored prey, there were also some workarounds, such as stabbing directly into the brain case or going for
Ooh.
the eye sockets.
Ooh.
And this
Right, I know about that case. Yeah, that's like some ancient human that was like its skull was found. It's like, oh, this guy got bit in the eye. That's not fun.
the only piece of hardware added on to the teeth. The incisors on the Indoraptor 2.0 might initially look like some kind of demented rodent.
Dude, I was gonna say he just looks like a nerd.
There's on the Indoraptor 2.0
What's up, guys? I'm the Indoraptor 2.0. I'm gonna be all the dinosaurs.
might
I'm actually on the Indoraptor 2.0. Yeah,
Initially-
dude, the nerd emoji, brother. Dude.
onto the teeth. The incisors on the Indoraptor 2.0
Oh, don't make fun of Mike. Come on, he's old. Leave him alone.
might initially look like some kind of demented rodent.
What's up, guys?
But they actually come from the notorious vampire bat, another mammal sporting blades sharper than shark teeth. A razor edge lacking enamel, but
Indoraptor.
protected by lips. to
Nah,
keep
it still
them
looks
in
cool,
good
though.
Shape. These vampire bat teeth have been compared to
I like 'em.
blades slicing through tissue.
The nerd
With these
emojis.
teeth, even if the Indo bit down on armor that can flex and warp to slow down bullets like Kevlar, these teeth would go right through and open up a terrible gash. And the moment any teeth make contact, a follow-up attribute from the bat comes into play. Vampire bat saliva is coated in a potent anticoagulant
God, bro, my nose is so
venom
runny.
called Draculin that keeps blood from clotting. This kind of venom would leak into any bite wound, and anyone who somehow managed to get away would leave a thick blood trail. No matter what they did, or even if they had any medical attention, they just won't stop bleeding for a very long time. This, as you may have guessed already, makes tracking down anyone who escaped easier. That is, assuming they don't just bleed to death. Now, think about this for a second. A well-trained Indo 2.0 could be commanded to bite a single target in the field and then
So when
fall
do they
back,
explain the head thing,
then
dude?
follow
The-
the
it-
victim until he leads the Indo
the armor on its head, it's like-
group is hiding.
It's
The end
interesting.
result is a horrific snout with bite force of a Utah raptor, further multiplied by iron.
Well, that's already did, and I'm just an idiot.
Fangs, and an anticoagulant tipped by bladed incisors. This is just the beginning. Soon you'll realize that this may be the most dexterous hybrid you've ever seen in your life. Section number 3, auxiliary weaponry.
I read this ox weaponry. I'm like, Give bro the aux
We've
cable.
already talked about how marvelous the arm of an ape is from an engineering standpoint in a previous episode. A near-perfect mixture of flexibility and strength, making apes the only animals able to easily manipulate objects, carry their own weight, climb, and throw with great precision. So that said, it might be very tempting to pick the most physically powerful apes like gorillas or the extinct Gigantopithecus, or the most potentially aggressive chimpanzees. That said, almost any of the great apes would suit our needs quite well, but since behavior is going to be
Hey,
packaged with
Tarbo
the DNA
20
and
to the fundraiser. Appreciate it, man. Thank you. Yeah. For those who don't know about it, gifts from Goji. I don't know if they mentioned it in this video. I don't think so, given it's not on the side. But check out Gifts from Goji. It's a kaiju-wide community fundraiser that has started. Goji Center is partaking in Dangerville, FDA, Goji Chronic, many others. So check it out. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.
We're going to pick these guys.
Bonobo!
Bonobos. These guys demonstrate complex creativity more so than most other apes.
Silly
One
monkey.
individual named Kanzi was taught to make simple stone tools. He didn't just get too good at it, but invented his own manufacturing methods better suited to him than humans. Chimps and gorillas don't have the same manual dexterity, so this is why for the hand portion of this hybrid, bonobo DNA will be extracted and
Bonobo? I think it's pronounced bonobo. I don't know.
In addition,
Pretty sure it's bonobo. At least that's how
for Hoplophoneus earlier was because this
Planet of the
animal
Apes says it.
with sharp recurved claws that are at least partially retractable. Its shoulder and upper arms gave it proportionally the most robust shoulder and deltoid amongst saber-tooths. These two together will make Indoraptor 2.0 much more adept at climbing or digging using its forelimbs. More interesting capabilities would be surprising victims by opening doors and windows to take people off guard. Fast twitch muscles would also enhance claw strikes and grant a lethal grip. This raptor can now grab someone.
All right. All right, dude. All right, bro.
And grant a lethal grip.
Dude. Really? They animate his arm, they give him the lotion, and wow.
This raptor can now grab someone by the neck and stab its claws through the throat,
That's
or choke
insane.
the life out of them for a more stealthy kill. 5 digits tipped with claws on each hand.
Was he
and choke
still?
the life out of them for a more stealthy kill. 5 digits tipped with claws
his
on
arm
each hand,
fell.
and the opposable
I was
thumb
like,
would make it extremely
bro,
difficult to dislodge it if latched onto a
bro's
larger animal.
committed,
Utah
even in
raptor
death.
was one of those large dromaeosaurs
All right.
whose weight prevented it from
For those who
leaping
don't know
a
what we're
large
talking about,
distance.
he
This
was
is
doing
why
a
we
Rubik's
carefully
Cube.
selected
That's
the
all you gotta know.
vampire
He was
bat
playing with the
earlier.
Rubik's Cube.
Most species of bats are helpless on the ground because of how their pelvis is shaped.
Dude.
Vampire bats uniquely have the ability to run and jump on the ground.
Goofy Abad.
Indo 2.0 might not have the proportional same jumping ability, but it will still be able to leap off the ground a good distance. With the solid combination of ape, bat, and Hoplophoneus
You just
for
dap
arms
up
and
the
hands,
camera?
Indoraptor 2.0 would be capable of quickly scaling up the sides of buildings, climbing, digging a tunnel to get underneath an especially tall fence, all while able to stealthily move around corridors and catch anyone off guard.
Can he
Now
emote
it's time
though?
to discuss the most important part of this hybrid. Section number 4.
The brain.
The most important aspect of any working animal is its mind.
I'll try to imitate the voice.
Of this hybrid.
Hold on.
Section number 4, the brain.
The brain.
The most important aspect of
Welcome
any
back to
working animal
Goji
is
Center.
its mind.
You know?
No matter how big and powerful, if it can't follow complex commands or if it turns on its handler, this is not a weapon but
All
a
right.
liability. And there is
All right,
one
bro.
predator
Goji
with
Center. You guys are getting too
unparalleled
comfortable showing like absolute atrocities. You guys are getting a little comfortable with that. We gotta dial it back and not show people getting mauled.
cooperative skills, able to read human body language effectively and quickly
The
pick up on our own
brain.
habits, even to the degree of being able to register and understand human facial expressions and our line of sight. Yeah, we are talking about dogs.
Let's
The
go.
domesticated breeds of dogs known today
Oh, he's
are
a
a
good
result of
boy.
careful selective breeding
Who's a
and
good
behavioral manipulation
boy?
that happened over 20,000 years, bringing forth animals whose relationship with humans is considered one of, if not the most sophisticated mutualisms in the animal
Look at that
kingdom.
good
You might be able to
boy.
tame a wolf, but it will never be as trainable or pass those traits on like a dog can. With proper care and smart handlers, Indoraptor 2.0 would be almost as loyal and obedient as any well-trained hound or shepherd. Again, making Indoraptor would be
Why he run like that?
almost as loyal and obedient
Why
as
he
any
run-
well-trained hound.
Oh my gosh! I left my purse.
Again, making Indoraptor 2.0 bigger and stronger wouldn't always work for the purposes it's intended for. This is why police and military units use domesticated dogs, not lions or wolves. There are many breeds that would be suitable, but to align ourselves with a breed historically proven in warfare, a good contender would be the combat-hardened, now extinct Molossian Hound. Thought to be the foundation for several large dog breeds we know today, such as Mastiffs and Great Danes. These were animals renowned for their strength, obedience, and loyalty. Add in the extra perks of being ideal guard dogs and companions in battle. Selecting this particular dog breed would further enhance the collaborative nature of our new hybrid, and an extra helping of the previously mentioned bonobo gene would also factor. Cognitive tests have also demonstrated that bonobos are much less aggressive towards each other and likely to exhibit cooperative behaviors than other apes. A 2010 study on ape cognitive behavior revealed that bonobos have far better deductive reasoning and observational skills. This is good for watching a target and planning ahead of time on how to confront them.
Why's Bro looking at me like that?
Training the new 2.0, any older individuals would
yes, girl. It's me, Indoraptor 2.0. I can smell you.
Can understand
All right, bro.
plenty of hand gestures by people.
That's crazy.
It might be possible to teach these new raptors commands and keep.
Oh, I love this. I love the Indoraptor 2.0, dude. The funny teeth, the zesty run. I love them.
Rather than just pointing a laser or blowing a whistle. Furthermore, if an Indoraptor had too many traits from animals that are either too aggressive or solitary, that would scramble all the instincts and commands in its brain. When running into battle or just killing a victim, our new raptor will not only rely on brains and weapons. Section number 5, armor. If the exterior of the 2.0
Hawk Tua looking odd dino, that's crazy.
It's literally from a fish. The Arapaima is an apex predator fish from the Amazon rivers and one of the largest freshwater fish in the world.
Goku 2.0 win. Goku Center, I know you're watching. You watch in silence. Where's the Goji? Where's the Goku 2.0?
Because this is one of the few instances of a fish being an air breather. That's right, the Arapaima is an air-breathing fish, needing to surface every 15 to 20 minutes.
Bro's invited to the family cookout.
This animal has extra blood vessels throughout its body to transport enough oxygen to vital areas and a valve to close off the windpipe so the 2.0 can run through potential gases without these seeping in. The skin is the key feature here. Fish scales are tough already, composed chiefly of bone, unlike keratin scales of reptiles. But the Arapaima
the fish? Yeah, no, the fish is me. Face reveal. Chat.
Other comparisons to shame. Each scale is composed
nah, dude, that's a sick design, though.
Of microscopic fibers knit together almost like plywood, with mineralized, almost rocky outer plating acting similar to bullet-resistant ceramic armor, and then a strong, flexible inner layer that acts like Kevlar. These scales allow for maximum mobility while still being extremely durable. How durable? For those who want a point of comparison, consider that a common main ingredient in bulletproof vests ceramic plating is silicon carbide, which has a fracture toughness score of 3 to 5. Arapaima scales have been found to have fracture points of 6.4.
I have 10.
These scales can be further
I'm bulletproof.
Vampire bats, while eating, have the ability to manage the heavy amounts of iron they take in with their bloody meals. With this
they should
ability,
ingrain Fortnite. Yo, go to center.
Go
to center. You're watching. I know you are. Next hybrid you make, implement brain rot into him, please. I'm begging you. Put some brain rot into your next dinosaur. So, you know, you got like the skibbity slash. That could be an attack, right? The gooning gouge, you know?
Scales, not to mention the already
give your next hybrid some brain rot, please.
This scaly armor, as seemingly impenetrable as it is, has one final trick up its sleeve. Color changing was something shown off to great effect by the Indominus, but it was hard to tell if the faulty
inject brain rot into him. Give him a syringe full of brain rot. Just liquefied brain rot. Nah, brain corrosion, bro.
Anatomy and control. So, to make our Indoraptor
have
an
iPad
ability without incurring the risk of brain incompatibility, there is a compromise. Anole lizards might look very unassuming, but they are some of the most highly... A compromise. Anole lizards might look very unassuming, but they are some of the most highly successful lizards in the world.
Something else.
400 species in just one genus. Amongst these, the water anole is the one we'll use. This
anoles.
Is a simple but very effective
I've been thinking about getting a green anole. They can coexist with a crested. I'd have to get a bigger tank.
Shades of green, gray, and brown.
They chill out.
The color of its
apparently.
Also helps in making it harder to see through foliage or underwater. For a bit of a psychological effect, and this is because the main target is humans, some of the color
Give him a
pigmentation levels will be
BBL.
genetically modified
You
on
want
the
to give?
surface to create
You want to
a
give the
skull-like
Sorry, the framing paused on. Well, actually, you want to give the Indoraptor a Brazilian butt lift, dude? No, I gotta screenshot this. I have to screenshot this. This is too good.
image when viewed from head-on. Imagine seeing that face looking up at you from the water, down a dark hallway, or up a tree. Probably with some unlucky bastard's bloody arm in its mouth. And as an added perk, this lizard got its name for a reason. Water anoles are adept underwater thanks to a specific texture outside the scales, trapping air close to the skin. This allows the lizard to not only move quickly by running or swimming underwater, but even suck up some of the air through the scales and breathe out carbon dioxide to lengthen its dive. Strong claws and adhesive pads on the bottom of these toes help with both climbing and clinging to the floor when moving underwater. This attack
Mickey Mouse 2.0? Yeah, I got you.
In the river by submerging and submarining its way towards it, crawling across the bottom to make less of a disturbance before climbing on board or yanking someone over the edge. Being able to find your target quickly and remain locked in is imperative for our Indo 2.0. In section number 6, we'll talk about senses. Pretty much the tools that this improved hybrid will use to track its prey. The baseline Indoraptor was intended to have echolocation abilities, and that is a good basis to start from. But this hybrid has several
How long is
aspects
this?
that are both
I'm about to say, I was like, dang.
and silent. Indo 2.0
I gotta go walk my
keeps
dog
its
right here. I'm
echolocation
whining.
abilities thanks
I'm
to
gonna
the
speed up a little
integration
bit,
of Vampire Bat, although admittedly not as good since it lacks ear cones and flight capabilities, but still enough to track down someone in near pitch black darkness and orient itself.
Use ant
These
DNA.
sounds are so high frequency that humans can't usually hear them, meaning that anyone this guy is detecting is unaware.
That messes his
because
armor
2.0
firstly,
won't be
you know,
making a ton of
having
audible
an
noise like the
exoskeleton
prototype.
fighting against
This
bone
bat
DNA.
resembles the abilities of some
It's gonna be
snakes
interesting.
as well. Thermal energy sensors built into the snout of the vampire bat have connections that feed back into the brain. This is similar to the ones found in pit vipers and used by the vampire bat to detect potential prey and find spots with optimal blood flow and thinner skin to strike at. Indo 2.0 takes these attributes and is capable of detecting which parts of the body are less armored and more likely to bleed out, especially with its anticoagulant saliva. Additional assets like the infamous good sense of smell hounds have alongside the shrew component means that 2.0 would be a superb tracker over a long distance. And seeing how well raptors track prey in movies, these attributes would further bolster this trait.
All right.
Meet Indo 2.0, or as we named it, Mortalodon Anthrophagus.
Nice.
Toothed human eater. Height 2.5 meters, length 5.5 meters, weighing 550 kilograms,
And
or
Hank
120
Victor.
pounds. Being slightly shorter and lighter than the prototype aids in navigating inside buildings, scaling trees, and structures.
Ooh, the arm, that's
less
cool.
weight equals less noise. Still, heavy enough to throw
My
down
eyes
with
hurt looking at that
medium-sized
animation, though.
dinosaurs and
The flashing, good
humans.
lord.
An all-terrain hybrid able to run long
All
distances,
right.
climb,
Enough
dig,
with the
and
briefly
loads and
submerge
stuff for a span of time. This genome, very carefully selected, would create a predator that would be much more amiable to follow commands, be friendly to its human compatriots, and merciless to its victims.
Dang. Sick. Oh, that was good. That was sick. I like him. He's funny. He has a funny run. He has funny teeth. I like him. He's funny. I like the Indoraptor 2.0. He's a silly guy. Let's see. No, that's sick though. I love him. That's sick. All right, well, hey, they added it. Awesome sauce.
Let's imagine for a moment
Look
that
at
the
that.
auction in the Lockwood Manor went a little different, and instead the Indoraptor was not sold.
Fortnite balls. All right, gentlemen, have we liked it up? No. Where is it? We need a Godzilla comment at the top. Is it even the channel I watched? I think it is, right? Yeah, it is. I don't know. We'll figure it out. All right, everybody. Well, I watched. Wait, what the heck? Wait, there's another? Hold on. Whoa. What? Where's Goji? Dang. Come on. Ah, nothing. Dang. All right, it's all good. Well, gentlemen, I hope you all enjoyed. I have to go walk my dog. So, I'm going to keep working on today's video. Well, it's not today's, but tomorrow's video. What if Godzilla was in the Fortnite verse or whatever I'm going to title it. But, W Goju Center, as always, and keep collecting. Goju Guy, out.